Good evening, everypony, and welcome to Commentary's Magic Stream on today's Sunday, February 8th, 2026. I am, as always, Grand Paws.
Big cheese. Our cat.
Ivory, and we have a person with us.
Hello, I'm Cursed, of course.
Hello, person. Hello, Cursed.
Last I checked, I was a person, yes.
No, I'm not. I'm a chicken. According to Pinky.
Are you a dictionary? A thesaurus?
Ooh.
Some other work of literature?
Book.
Book. Books. Books.
Well-
Books.
Thank you for joining us, Cursed. Obviously, there's been some excitement happening in the CCG community over the last couple of weeks that has been primarily driven by you.
I guess, yeah. Not unexpected. Well, the invitational happening is not unexpected. The qualifier tournament was, I guess, yes.
But it's a great opportunity for that last chance effort from anyone who hasn't had the same geographic flexibility for travel to con events and such.
Exactly, yeah. For players in Europe who, it's obviously a much bigger investment to make it out to cons, or even just folks from sections of the United States and Canada where travel is prohibitively expensive. I'd always kind of thought that it would make sense to have something to compensate them a little, a little bit. And this year we had time and resources to try it out.
And that's part of what we're here to talk about.
I think it also worked pretty well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess about as well as any online event. We had 8 people, which is what we were hoping for. Meant that we were able to properly give out the invitational points, and got to do it in adventure too, which
Nice.
Great. We hadn't had an adventure tournament for a very long time, so good to see that meta.
Kind of important to see it going into the invitationals as well, right?
Yeah, that was
So,
I was
go ahead.
kind of. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I was kind of thinking that maybe people would Pancake and Bugle, people who we knew were going to be going into the tournament, would try to fake something out, run a deck that they weren't intending to run for the invitational, hoping to bait out bans on that deck. I don't think that happened, but I thought it was an opportunity.
That would be quite the meta play if they were doing so. I suppose it's probably a good idea to have you give a quick summary of what the invitational tournament is, given that we highlight it every year and in some cases have the opportunity to participate, but we don't run it. So tell us about it. What's going on with the invitationals, and why was it necessary to have a qualifier?
Sure, yeah. So I want to say this is the 5th year or maybe the 6th year that we've done. No, I think it's the 5th year because we started in 2021, I think, of the invitational. But basically, the idea is that it is sort of we get together the most sort of successful players over the course of the year, the people who did the best or placed highly in all of the various tournaments out there, whether that be Harmony, Adventure, or Core. Actually, I think any officially sanctioned format will do. So in principle, it could be a block tournament or even a pauper tournament in theory. But in practice, that means Harmony, Core, and Adventure.
The popular ones, yes.
Yeah. And so we get the 8 top finishers who are able to participate at least. And we put them a sort of a unique challenge because unlike most tournaments, for the Invitational, you need to build 4 decks, 2 in Adventure and 2 in Core. And there's some special restrictions sort of placed on them to make sure that you don't just run sort of 4 of the same thing. You can't have the same main character in any of the decks, and within a given format, you're limited to 4 copies of any draw deck card.
Which, of course, keeps people from running, like, dual racks of high power cards.
Exactly.
Makes you have to think and work for it.
Right.
That's the theory. Yeah. And I guess the other thing that we just recently started doing is that before people build their decks, everyone gets to ban some cards out of the format. So this year, everyone gets to ban one card out of core and one card out of adventure. So hopefully some of the bigger,
Meta warping threats are contained a bit.
Exactly.
Ban all the good things.
Well, yes.
Yeah. And so once that's done, once they've submitted all the decks, then we put everybody into a big double elimination bracket. And this gets us to the other sort of special thing about the Invitational, that all the games are sort of recorded ahead of time, and we broadcast, not all of them, some of the lower bracket games don't go up on Twitch, but otherwise, all of them get broadcast with commentary. So it's one of the most sort of content-rich tournaments out there as well.
It's very true. Having participated in it for a couple of years, it has been a great experience and a great boost to the community during what has historically been a lull in CCG content, right? While it's been moved later in the last 2 years compared to where it was previously, where it would often be starting immediately following Ciderfest, as I recall, and the building could overlap with Vancouver a little bit. The early part of the year is pretty lackluster in terms of cons with a heavy CCG element.
Yeah, especially this year because Babs is no longer running.
Right. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, that means it won't conflict with Babs.
Right.
Just
having months of content that you can pull from and stagger releases for. I think it's gone into May in previous years as well.
Yeah, like that is the schedule, that it'll be based on how things are going. Yeah, we'll have, like, the first streams will be in March and it'll run until like the second week of May. Yeah.
So a lot of stuff to look forward to.
Yes, indeed. Now, and I believe you mentioned that the reason to run the qualifier was because of how the points are earned over the course of the year for finishing in events with 8 or more people, correct?
Yeah, traditionally, and I guess for this year too, the system was, it has to be a constructed event with in an officially sanctioned format that has at least 8 people in it. And we give out more points if it's like a tier 2 event, if it goes to a top cut, if it's a tier 3 event, of course. So that does tend to sort of weight the points toward the bigger convention tournaments, and that that was intentional. Those tended to be the
Higher
most
stakes.
competitive, exactly, the tournaments people take the most seriously. But yeah, for people for whom traveling to all the cons isn't so easy, it makes sense, I think, to have, to give them a chance at least to earn their way in.
Yeah, to get some points, because it's not fair to people who can't travel as easily, like we said earlier, or especially if you are located in Europe, where there are no cons that have CCG presence.
Not a significant enough one to earn invitational points.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did the final invitational point standings get posted after the this tournament?
I believe they did.
Pretty sure I don't know if I posted them on Reddit, but I think I put them in Discord.
They are, in fact,
Okay.
in Discord.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah, this year, Pancake was just taking all the points for himself.
Well, he has certainly tried his darndest to be dominant in every tournament that he's participating in. apparently the literal consolation prize of being able to design consolation prize was not enough.
He's so upset about his consolation prize that he decides to go actually get some real prizes.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. One thing I did hear come up was the format here was an interesting choice because I think the argument was, hey, why is this an adventure? Because normally this is Harmony where there's a higher skill level. And I think there was a counter argument here that said something like, well, good players are going to be good in all formats.
Yeah, I think we did run Harmony the first time. I think that was back when Adventure wasn't a proper format yet.
I think you're correct. Yeah.
It was, yeah.
And then I think, was it the second time we ran Adventure? And that was actually, I believe it was like an explicit, I don't know if we said it at the time, but we were trying to push Adventure by making it the invitational format. And yeah, as you say, I think it's been a good format to watch. It's had some interesting sort of decks made for it over the years. We've had some great showings from it in Invitational, and yeah, I don't know that the skill ceiling difference is necessarily too big between Harmony and Adventure, or Core for that matter. They're all complicated enough formats to build in.
Yeah. And like, I guess it's the same argument with Core, because it's like, even if Core maybe doesn't, well, I guess I don't know where that argument was going, but all the formats are the same effectively, with the possible exception of if you're playing in person, it is more difficult to play in Harmony and Adventure simply because the cards may be less available, but fortunately, that is not a problem that happened in this tournament.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of which, let's take a look at it here, since we've been giving all the background and foreshadowing for it. We had a tournament. There were results. Let's take a peek.
Starting with Prism Light's deck.
Oh, we're starting with Prism Light. Okay. I think
Okay, let's see what we got here.
I think for anyone who has played in Adventure or even really the game since at least 2016, if you mention that you're going back and playing in a format that includes Marks in Time and you tell someone that you're playing Orange Purple, they can immediately name one of the cards that's going in your deck.
There are 4 cards that I had better see here. There are 3 of them. And surprisingly, the other one is not present.
I was also surprised by that as well. So there's a bit of a value pressure game going on here with plenty of AT generation through Argyle, Factory Organizer, Powerful Magic, and Guidance Counselor. And then Sweet Apple Factory as well, which allows you to turn Sunny herself into an AT generator. Hey, didn't we have issues with mains that exhausted to like make AT or something?
Well, yeah, but if you got to find another card to make it happen, and it's a unique card that's vulnerable, and you can only effectively do it once a turn,
Yeah,
It's fine, don't worry about it.
it's fine.
I think it's a lot more fine than a main that just automatically turns sideways and gives you a token, yeah.
I mean, sure. It is interesting to see the direction that Prism went here with what are you going to do with all that AT? You know, Orange Purple has had enough disruptive options through bailout and similar effects alongside some chaos control with Dr. Hooves when he was legal that most decks would choose to go in a bit of a controlling route. leveraging the AT's superiority to be able to have answers to just about everything that's going on. And that's not the case here. Prism is leaning more towards kind of a mid-range playstyle with a number of expensive threats that really get some extra benefit out of the +1 power counter theme going on. Festival Caterer, Ruby Jubilee, Rocky Roof and Big Mac obviously work very well with that. And then Pirate Ship and Earth Pony Crystal can help you grow, and also, Rock Hoof gets big. But then we've got this exhaust synergy not coming from events, not coming from cards that are going to have to be spent, but coming from this perpetual effect of Mistress of the Night and Fume Breathtaking. Now, admittedly, there's not many dragons in here, so Fume's mostly just going to be beneficial in cases where the opponent has already exhausted all of their stuff. But hey, that's some pressure you can apply. These friends are going to get big quick.
Yeah, Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, there's a couple of things in here that are, I think, fairly obvious sideboard option. Fume's one of them, Mistress in the Night's another one. And then Ruby's kind of over there as I'm going to drop this and you better answer this. Same thing with the two Applejacks.
Yeah, I was going to mention something similar to that too, that Fume was the card that drew my attention straight away. I'm like, wait a second, there are no other dragons in here. But yeah, the combo with Mistress of the Night actually makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, that first line of text on Fume, that hurts. That hurts bad.
And even like having the single captain of the Seven Seas, Captain Jack, you have the ability to circulate it with Earth Pony Crystal, well, as long as you have a magic counter for it, like whenever you want. Well, not whenever you want, but on your turn. So one copy's not a small amount necessarily.
Well, you can also dig those up with friendship summons. Not particularly efficient, but the deck has enough resource generation that maybe that doesn't matter if you need them.
I guess, and correct me if I'm wrong, but Rocky is the only source of magic counters, I think.
Verifying. Crystal Brighthouse can technically put magic counters on itself.
Sure. Right. Okay, that's fair. But as far as Earth Pony Crystal goes, it's only Rocky, right?
Right, and there is no way here to be able to put an Earth Pony, or to be able to put a magic counter on Earth Pony Crystal itself, with the exception of the two Rocky Rifts.
Yeah, and so maybe that's just a synergy that Prism wasn't going for, which, fair enough.
Yeah, how much are you actually saving to put your Earth Pony into play? Yeah, the Catajack is obviously very good to make that happen with, potentially again and again and again every turn. The Festival Caterer, yeah, there's your bigger threats, with the exception of Ruby and Fume, are, well, and I guess, and Princess Twilight are Earth Ponies. So yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, and I'll say, Prism and I, we played it in the first round. We had a very spirited match. It was, I guess, a lot of kind of tit for tat of play. He tried to play an AT generator, and I would get rid of it, and back and forth on removal and AT. It was a very close game. Really could have gone either way. So the deck absolutely has well, they're all good cards after all, right? So
very true. Next deck.
Looks good.
Bugle's deck.
What do we got?
I
Bugle.
believe.
Yes.
How did we go from Prism to Bugle? Are we alternating now?
No,
No,
Bugle
we're going
finished 7th.
in order.
The list is completely wrong in the document then.
Oh, okay, that's fine. We'll talk about Yonabar, that's fine.
Oh, I see. Down here at the bottom we have the standings listed. Okay, cool. Got it.
Yeah.
Anyway,
We're still talking about Yonabar.
yes.
Charity of the Crown, outrageous outfit.
Is there anything here to really note? We're not playing Misty? Why are we not playing Misty? I don't understand. Am I missing something? Like, we should be playing Misty, right?
Which Misty?
The assist to Misty.
Bright Eyes, the play this card, put a unique put a unicorn friend token with prepared into play with each friend that assisted.
Yeah.
It would make a lot of sense, yeah.
It is a little expensive, but I don't know how
+2?
much that. I mean, yeah. Well, I guess there isn't a real reason why it's not in here. I don't know.
I don't
Bugle,
know
if
what's
you're
going
around,
on.
answer.
Please, yeah, I am curious. I'm sure that at least appeared on the list that's here. I mean, it is nice to see the coronation statues and the Aoizotls and the Fit of Peaks and the Winks, all as means of being able to play aggressively with Sandbar and Yona. And I guess you could make the argument that the value of the unicorn tokens gets a little bit less if you're playing Yonabar in a farm style, but there's not a single troublemaker that's in this deck, so
Is there something with Princess Mask I'm not seeing, or is there a changeling that's hiding behind another card?
no, there's
Don't-
no change. There's no changeling.
I believe that, well, notwithstanding the surprise concert or whatever, and Yonabar, it's still not just a 10-carat hat.
It's effectively 10-carat hat. Actually, does 10-carat hat flip for 4?
Yeah, this flip for 4.
It does flip for 4, so this is just strictly worse.
Huh.
No, 10-carat hat is 3.
It is? Okay.
Yeah, it's 3.
Is it?
Does it have
Okay.
a lower requirement, perhaps?
It
Is
does
only-
have a 10-carat hat does only need 2 white instead of 3
not
white.
not that that's particularly relevant, but yeah.
Sure. Could be met here. I guess Daisy, Lily, and Roseluck are kind of filling the play here of a cheap friend that can give you big power by itself, like Misty does.
This also could just be an older list that he didn't feel the need to update because he's qualified anyway.
I suppose that's true, but we've got Posey in here, and Posey's from the same set.
It might also be Bugle actually doing the meta play and running something different, like maybe those cards are being used in a different list.
Oh, like testing it out to see how it works without them. Okay, sure. Yeah, that's a
Like
good point.
Like he expects it to be banned.
Well, either he expects it to be banned, or he's got 2 adventure decks in mind, and one of them wants to use Misty, and the other one is seeing how this functions without Misty.
Yeah.
Right. So it's probably like, well, okay, I'm trying to read the tea leaves here, but some kind of white control list on the other side, I guess.
Either white control or farm, maybe, but like you're gonna farm with Sandbar and I don't know. Bugle, help us. We need clarity.
I don't know if he's
Fortunately,
Because if there's anything Bugle's been known to do, it's reveal his secrets before the event.
Right.
Yeah,
Well,
like
this is after the event. The event's already done, so.
This is part of the event.
Yes.
And we're only really harassing you about this right now because there's nothing to really needle with the deck. Like, it's a solid mono white aggro deck. What are we going to say?
Well, yeah, because you can... Bright Eyes is valuable on its own, but this is also running Charity of the Crown, which doesn't work on tokens, so the value of a token is diminished to me.
If the value of a token is diminished, do you mean an action token or a token friend?
A token friend. Like,
Okay,
yes, they're
okay.
still good, but it's not as good as this would be if we were running, why am I blanking on her name?
Octavia?
No, the old version of Charity of the Crown.
Oh, sure. Understood.
Yeah,
And
like
I would
good.
accept that. I would accept that
But
were it not for the fact that we are still running 3 copies of Sunday, 3 copies of Stellar Flare, and 3 copies of Summoning Bell. All of the other white unicorn generating aggro cards are here.
sure. Like I said, I'm not saying that they're bad, I'm just saying that the value is diminished.
We will have to find out. I am extremely curious to find out why. So, Bugle, enlighten us.
Unfortunately, he's not here to defend himself.
Well, good. We can blast him without repercussion then.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we're... Oh, Andra had a comment in chat that I think we skipped over. Andra would not equate skill and card knowledge. It sucks when you're doing everything right only to be caught out by something you've never seen. I mean, that is part of the meta. Sometimes people go cooking.
It's valid. All right, next deck.
Next up we have Istagram.
With some Twilight. Twilight's a good horse.
Twilight is a pony.
This has a lot of Twilight, but it could use more Twilight.
I know this deck. Most of this deck.
Yeah, it's close to the sort of purple-blue.
The decks actually have some big differences.
This is... What am I looking at here? Is this aggro or is this...
It's lunch break.
Mid-range?
Well, this is mid-range, solidly.
Yeah, like the version that Pancake's running, which we'll see later, that's the sort of very tuned aggro version of the same basic idea, and this is more mid-rangey for sure. It's got more disruptive elements to it.
We're definitely just looking for extra turn value here, though.
There's a lot of that.
Yeah, between the lunch breaks, the Similo Duplexus, yeah.
What else do we got here?
Reading Rainbows, good amount of assist, a lot of discounts, right?
Yeah, I mean, this does have some expensive cards, like even with the assist.
You can get a few extra shots off of Luster.
This does generate a decent amount of AT.
I mean, sure, between discounts or refunds off of just looking here at the cards, right? Reading Rainbow, Thunderflap technically can just be free power if you wanted. Daring Do, a change that can change, gets you a discount. Tranquility, cycles or gains you more. Read the manual, last minute changes, let's make our mark together. All of these, and then that's not even counting the problem deck with Entrance Exam or the discount with Twilight as the main.
Yeah.
So we have
value.deck.
Basically, right? There's soft control elements here with a fair amount of forced movement between the Twilight and Spike. And I thought I had seen another piece in here. Let's Make Our Mark Together can also do force movement, and then Pegasus Chariot. That was the other one as well. So your opponent's not going to be able to set up well. The deck's flip average looks like it's pretty high. in spite of not having a lot of troublemakers.
Should
3.5,
be, yeah.
and it's not even bimodal. It's spiking right around 3 and 4. Yeah.
Yeah, interesting. I guess the question is just how did the more control-oriented cards that brought the deck down to more of a mid-range pace feel? Was it valuable to have access to cards like Twine Spike or Pegasus Chariot, or were they, a little bit of a burden to try to run?
I am a little surprised at how the blue requirement comes out of this. There's a lot of 3 pluses for blue play requirement, and you've only got 4 friends that oh yeah, some of the multicolor will also help this out, but
yeah, it's a good point. Getting to 5 for your lunch break is not necessarily trivial.
but in fairness, it is running Trading Traditions, so
yeah,
and has 2 other ways to get into blue.
Yes, Join the Herd and Rush Makeover.
It's a little greedy on the entry, but you know what? If it works, it works.
All right, next list.
Hithrock.
What is Hithrock doing?
Let's see.
Wahaha.
I already hate this.
Yeah, me too.
Is this the Resource Reanimator deck?
Yes.
yeah.
It is. No, it's not, though, because it's not running... Oh, no, it is. It has Dr. Frankenstein.
How many pips? Does it only have the 1 pip?
It only has 0 bar. That's the only pip in the deck.
It's an insufficient quantity of pips. I don't know, maybe they're all too small to see.
No, it's that Hithrock finally realized rarity was better, and that's why he ran this.
Okay, we're being mean to Bugle, and then you just turn around and it's like, we're not just throwing shade here, we're going full, like, Nightmare Moon Eclipse.
And is he duplicating a lot of things? It's Rock. Stop being mean with Ooze Cessarized.
Nope.
This is rude. This is disrespectful, and it's rude.
There's no wink in here, is there?
Nope. I don't think you need it.
Really? It's so impactful.
Well, maybe you do need it. I don't know. This deck just looks really irritating to play against.
If he finds the right pieces, right? You need this engine going. You need to be able to, like, yeah, the accessorized stacking tax is funny, as is the getting back wake-up call again and again, and the fact that you can make it hasty with main melody in conjunction with Dr. Frankenstein is also hilarious. In that kind of, wow, I hate it way. Where you're like, I'm going to play a local fashion on my friend, and I'm going to confront, and then your opponent goes to confront that problem, and you say, no, vexing, and then your opponent says, fine, I'm going to confront the other problem, and you say, hold on, GM, local fashion again.
Okay.
It is worth noting that, well, I mean, this is par for the course, but Hithrock is being super greedy on his entry. Rarity is, of course, she's not guaranteed to flip soon at all, especially against a control deck. So you have to care about your white entry too. And there's only, let me see, 2, 5, 6, 7 cards, I think.
That's actually a lot of entry for what Hithrock normally uses.
I guess. Fair.
Isn't Hithrock the 5 entry is enough person?
I believe so.
Now, only having 3 cards that can get you into pink is a choice, but...
You only need pink for...
No, so hold on, because you're also missing Surprise Concert here, because there's a bunch of other stuff that you can play. Like Ray of Hope counts for this.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair, I guess. Yeah.
Oh yeah, valid.
Yeah, so this is actually a little more open than it looks at first glance.
Also, with your entry all being resources, you can just play them all from the discard pile if you do happen to get a Frankenstein in play.
Which you'll need pink to do.
Yeah,
Darn, all
it's great.
3 of my pink entry are at the bottom of the deck.
You play a Ray of Hope. Rarity goes up to 3 power. You play a Frankenstein.
All right, here's the play. All right, and it's not here in this list, unfortunately, but we can tweak the list slightly. We're going to have Bodyguard and Frankenstein in play. We're going to exhaust Frankenstein. We're going to exhaust Frankenstein to be able to play a surprise summoning from our discard pile. We're going to retire Frankenstein to Bodyguard to make a unicorn token and scry the problem. Then we're going to play surprise summoning, bring back Frankenstein, exhaust Frankenstein, choose a different resource, and play that too.
And how much did this all cost you?
2.
Plus how many cards?
A few.
3?
See, here's the thing, Ivory. I think you're focusing on the wrong aspect of this. What you should be focusing on is the increase in angle of your opponent.
As your cards turn sideways, so does your opponent.
I'll take your word for it.
I think that's good for at least 5 degrees worth of tilt.
I like it. It's spicy. Could it be meaner? Sure. It's hilarious. I can dig it.
It was my, I think, 3rd round match I played against Ithrock, and that was, we're both playing white-pink, so it was a great control versus control slugfest. It was wonderful.
Yes.
All right, into the top cut. Or top 4, anyway.
Let's see. So here I think we had, the deck is actually Tom's, but Tom was unable to make the tournament. So Smithers stepped in.
Living Silver, wherever you are, you should be proud.
The stupid card, I forget her name, the one in the chair.
Wendy?
Yeah. Why?
I've always found Bluna Orange to be really good until you go up against something that you need to remove.
I mean, yeah, you're in blue and orange.
Where your removal options are not great.
What can you do? Well, I can exhaust. What else can you do? I can frighten.
You can remove resources.
I can make you remove Big Eater because I played him and he's just sitting there nomming your stuff.
All right, but can you get anything of mine off the board? Well, no, not technically, but aha!
Just go fast enough that you don't need to.
I was about to say, that's the correct answer here.
That's actually kind of the game plan here with Blue-Orange, is you just hope you win fast enough that your opponent doesn't get a chance to do anything that you need to worry about trying to remove.
Correct. I mean, you're not wrong, and look at the ways that it has to do it, right? We've got extra power on our main through Double Diamond, who's irritating enough. Then we've got AT generation through Stuck Together and Wonderbolt Stadium and Apple Bloom Remarkable. We've got a lot of efficient power with movement, obviously, just off of the main by itself, but then some fun tricks built in with Mystery Mare and Rutherford, who are both, at least decently efficient bodies that come attached with soft disruption. And then you've got Follow My Lead, so your ABs can keep being reused again and again and again.
Yeah, fair to point out also, this problem deck is, Folish is almost always going to be less than 7, so, this problem deck is ridiculously low confronts.
Yeah,
all
this is
4s and 5s.
This is uninterested in, like, staying still. Like, aggressively uninterested in staying still.
I do wonder why we're not starting with Tarnished, but that's okay. It's probably fine.
Yeah, so we have, what, 12 hasty. The one-up bets are very interesting because they don't cost anything, and that will really catch someone off guard if you've got a couple of those in hand. And it's just like, surprise, I have 2 more points than I should.
I think the reason that we're not starting with Tarnished is actually the bulk of our entry is going to come from being able to play one rack orange cards. The only blue card we can play without having our main flipped is just standard hasty night glider. Whereas if we go into orange, starting with trading traditions, we can run apple bloom, or we can run or play. I'm sorry, smart cookie. Now, alternatively, we could be doing this with buckball strategy, which gets us the ability to run the one property damage, but that doesn't seem worth it. I think we're starting with trading traditions and just hoping that we can get the orange we need.
Then why is Buckball
Yeah,
strategy in here then?
That's the
that
question.
Because it's a low confront wreck problem.
I guess.
There's only one of them.
Yeah, but I don't know. That doesn't.
Yeah, like that. You should just be running 2 copies of Wacky Lesson Plans then, if that's what you need. So it's got a higher bonus, same confront requirement, and is more useful to you.
Yeah, that's valid. That's true. Well, we can ask Tom.
I want to know how much power Wendy got before someone did something with her.
Probably not a whole lot. I imagine the game was over too fast.
One way or the other.
Silly.
Good showing, though. All right, Cursed, you kind of spoiled it earlier, said you had the Control V, Control White, Pink. What's going on?
Rarity.
I don't even remember what this main does.
Look cute.
This is the banish until the end of the turn?
Yeah.
End of the face-off.
That actually won me the game against Hithrock. He played his Vexing resource and then forgot what the main did and started a face-off against me. It was fun. But basically, idea of the deck is that whenever you guys make a multicolor Opaline, I am contractually obligated to make a deck around it. As I did with the yellow-pink one, and now the white-pink one. That's a little bit of a joke, but I did see that card and thought, oh yeah, this actually looks kind of cool. There's a lot of retirement in pink, especially in adventure between Bellyflop and Windy, and I guess like Bodyguard does retire stuff. You don't like that often use that ability. Yeah, I think at first I wanted to try to build like a farm deck or something, but and I was like, let's just play control, put in party of ones, do all the fun things I remember about this block.
Are you sure you're not a changeling and secretly bugle?
There's too many friends.
Yeah, it's true.
So my only question to that statement is, if every time we make a multicolor Opaline, you're obligated to build a deck around it, you've already done pink-yellow, and now you've done pink-white, where's the pink-orange one?
Oh, there is a pink-orange one. That's right. I guess I've said that I gotta build a deck with it.
There you go. Have fun in Chaos Control Land.
Control Land is a very fun place.
It really is.
I'm so glad you said that.
It's fun until you're at round 6 of the event and you're like, my brain.
It has gone past well done and is on its way to congratulations.
Yeah, it does also have a tendency to do that. You're right.
And then, yeah, as for the main, folks who've been paying attention in the Discord lately might notice that I started up doing the Adventures in Deck Building series again.
I did.
Yes.
And Disbane happened to be the next one on the queue from 2 years ago. And I was like, oh, well, okay.
Well, all right then.
Guess we'll work with this. Realistically, yes. Yeah, I probably should run, what would be a better one?
Pip?
Yeah, actually, Pip would make a lot of sense here.
I'm assuming Pip anyway. Pip or I mean, you could go Chrissy, but there's really no taxes in here, so.
Nah.
Izzy.
Oh, is he? Yeah.
Just-
Yeah, good point.
Or Skystar, whatever.
Plenty of options on both sides.
Actually, hold on. This is 3, 2, 3, 4, 4. I mean, a couple of tweaks in here, and you might be able to justify Capper.
All right, hold on. Can't just waltz in here and start dancing.
Watch me.
Can't.
It's the flavor text on Capper. Hold up.
Hold up. Hold up.
Hold.
Yeah, and the other, I guess, kind of weird card, or at least the card that sort of stands out to me always, is Cadence, because I know that card is more associated with aggro, I think. Generally, was where you saw it more was in like the Pink-White Octavia decks at the time. But yeah, between all the retirement and stuff happening, seemed like a great opportunity to, like, yeah, I'm gonna play a Posey, and then I'm gonna belly flop it, and then I'm gonna search up another one, and I'm sure my opponent's having fun at this point.
Why wouldn't they be?
Or you're going to sit there and just be like, you've gotten rid of my bodyguard. But what if I had a second?
Exactly.
It's a little... I guess this also... no, it doesn't end up working. Unfortunate. Could do some very stupid things to start the Mistmain loop by belly flopping your own Mistmain.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
It'll do it.
It's the dumbest way to start that up, but it is funny. Okay. Nice. Silly.
Yeah, it was very fun to get back into the game with a, well, not a classic, but something that felt like a classic. I got off one party of one on a bodyguard in the tournament, and it was nice.
Good enough, right?
You set out. You have accomplished everything you set out to do. Or at least one of the
Precisely.
things.
All right.
Okay.
2 left.
3 left.
No.
2 left.
Oh, I can't count. Standings is a word.
This is more like it. You guys have all these complicated lists doing all sorts of nonsense. Nah, we're just gonna run. We're gonna score points. We're gonna have problem face-offs.
This
It's
is
gonna
the
be
bluest,
great.
the bluest deck that ever blued.
It's a purple deck. Thank you very
Yeah.
much.
There's a
it's got-
purple
it's
card
got-
in here.
It's got Lustrodon in it, so I was going to look at this and be like, wait a minute, Sokol wasn't in this tournament, and then I saw the Lustrodon and I was like, correct, Sokol was not in this tournament.
Sokol wouldn't run this kind of thing anyway.
Nah, there's not enough
Doubt.
Tyrek.
There isn't enough Tyrek.
Well, fair. Yeah, Mono Blue fast. I mean, what are we gonna say? Sequestria and Beyond was such a stupid set.
Yeah, it
I,
is.
I have nothing else to say beyond that.
The bluest fast that ever blue fasted.
It's running jerk face.
Of course
running-
it is.
It's running a full rack of jerk face.
Because
So mean.
why would you not?
So
I could have made them all Rainbow Dashes.
Okay.
I would have.
Let
Yep, sure,
me
understood.
save action tokens.
No. That's exactly why those are in there. Okay, the goal of turning the thing into Rainbow Dash deck is funny.
There sure is a lot of rainbows. The non-rainbows here are pretty important.
Yeah, the non-rainbows here actually are some of the best ones.
Well, yeah, you got to get, you can't have all Rainbow Dash, so you got to get the next best thing.
Rainbow Dash doesn't seem to like scoring additional points. Yeah, she likes scoring additional points when she's fighting Applejack for them, but that's about it. And indirectly, she likes scoring additional points with Mullet. That counts.
Well, she also knows a few people, like Night Glider.
Yeah.
And a little bit of a frightening sub-theme here. I wonder, did the Grogor's Lair ever really come into play here?
Maybe against some token decks. There were a couple of them.
Yeah, I can see that. I don't know for sure, but I can see that.
Problem deck is pretty aggressive. We're starting Mystery to be able to grab, I am assuming, Luster Dawn for more points.
Yeah.
You have to open with Mystery.
I think Lusterdon or maybe Loyal Pony, but more likely Lusterdon.
I'd probably like to see the safety lectures swapped for tactical maneuver. I'm willing to pay the 1 extra AT to have an immediate speed movement trick that can also end up serving as disruption.
I mean, if that's the only note that you've got here, that's still doing pretty well.
I mean, if we're staying within the realm of mono blue, there's not a whole lot else to really draw to. I might consider swapping out. Well, Professor of Loyalty. Every time I see Professor of Loyalty, I'm like, man, that card just does nothing. And then it hits mid game and it starts getting you some decent value off the disruption. But the problem I have with that is, if you are truly in mono blue, then you should stop playing cards from your hand after about 6 points.
And just start moving things.
Right, exactly.
I actually
but
might challenge that.
You want to play cards that move things.
Well,
Yeah,
sure. Rainbow Dash Professor of Loyalty doesn't move things. It becomes a 2 AT main phase Frighten that comes with a 2 power body attached, which is not the worst rate in the world, but I would much rather have a card that can be more flexible that also can do something early. But you need entry somewhere. I will fully acknowledge that. Is that the entry that I would run? No, I would probably choose the critter from
Okay, but counterpoint.
New Generation.
You also need options for Loyal Sea Pony.
Counterpoint. Rainbow Dash.
You have plenty of options for Loyal Sea Pony here.
Yeah, but there's more of them. Also, yes, Rainbow Dash.
Technically, those are the same argument.
Cursed is correct. That's me stretching for notes
Thoughts,
there.
Yes.
Okay. Actually, I take that back. I have another thought. Okay, we are in mono blue effectively. Okay, hold on. Let's read what Andrea has to say. Safety lecture is like the only way I have in mono blue to actually remove something instead of just threatening it. Also, I forgot the tactile maneuver was a thing. There we go. Okay.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
And then the next best thing, I don't know. Rainbow's so far up there that everybody else is basically like whatever.
Okay, I have to sit here and pick my hill, and I have found my hill for this, okay? So, your argument is safety lecture is the only way you have in mono blue to actually remove something instead of just frightening it. Fine, I will accept this. There's very few ways that blue has to be able to truly get rid of stuff that's in here. Your options for frightening cards are T-Rex Reign of Terror, which happens at the end of your turn or towards the end of your turn, and Rainbow Dash Pony Pirate, who admittedly can be used during the main phase, but does require another AT investment and is fragile and is a friend. The only other method you have of frightening cards in here that can happen during the main phase is if you're at 8 or more points and if you have a Professor of Loyalty. That means that you would then be spending 2 cards and 3 action tokens to dismiss an opposing friend in green, or in mono blue. In green. There is not enough Frighten in here to be able to, and the Grogar's Lair, I suppose, right? There is not enough Frighten in here to be able to look at Safety Lecture and say, this is hard removal. There is a way to build this deck and still have it be aggressive, where Safety Lecture in a much greater frequency does turn into hard removal. This is not that list. This list is more aggressive. This list is more movement oriented, and that is completely fine. But that is why Tactical Maneuver would be a better choice there, because it will give you the flexibility of being able to have a card that you can play early that does something. It's a little bit more expensive, but it can double as a movement trick if you need it. And with Flight Instructor, having immediate speed movement tricks can be incredibly valuable. It is the same reason that I would sit there and look at rules technicality, and that was going to be my other point was, rules technicality is a great source of point acceleration in a deck that can either be the first one to grab it every time or has enough disruption to be able to ensure that the opponent will not grab it first. This deck can go fast. This deck is also causing its own face-offs. That means you are putting rules technicality in just before your opponent takes a turn, and your options for frightening are literally none. There's nothing.
You can do immediate speed frighten, but it's very, very costly.
All right, what, with the first mate mullet on a pony pirate?
Yeah.
All right, sure. Or a pastry crest, I suppose, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's possible. It's just difficult.
Any cost is worth preventing your opponent from getting that first.
I mean, admittedly, if you do play a first mate mullet and you get to move your pony pirate up to the problem and then trigger your flight instructor and move something else up there, you're already in good shape to be able to confront it on your next turn. That's not a bad line, except for one question. Why do you have 3 AT left at the end of your turn?
Why are you asking questions that you don't need to know the answer to?
Also, because you knew that was going to happen.
Also, all that being said, this deck did play second, so these are more just notes for refinement. The deck clearly works well as it is.
Yeah, this is the same thing with Bugle's deck. Like, the core fundamental concept of the deck is fine, and I'm just trying to find little things to nitpick because I can't nitpick big things.
Well, yeah. And then just to be like very clear, like again, this is helping polish the deck.
I mean, there is one big nitpick you can do, and is that Rainbow Dash just isn't as good as other ponies, and we could definitely use a better character.
Well, like swapping the entire deck out for rarity?
Yeah, I agree. You know what? Ivor's right.
What's happening?
Anytime you hear me get passionate about a deck for like little minutia like that, it means I really, really like the direction that the deck is already, moving in, and I just want, I have to pick, I have to pick something.
Yeah. Let's see here. Where did that go?
All right.
That being said, is there another problem I'd run in plays with rules technicality? No, probably not. Like, I guess
And Andhra is, I believe, high enough on the standings list that I believe they are guaranteed in if they want.
Oh, are they?
I'm sure they are after this. I don't even
Yes.
remember how many points this gave.
They have, yeah, they're in the top 8 by points.
So
Yeah, I'll have more to say about that when we get to the end.
We're just skipping Pancake Stack, right? No,
Yeah.
no need to look at that.
We don't need to talk about Pancake Stack.
Okay, no, I do need to talk about Pancake Stack.
All right,
And
well let's see Pancake Stack then.
And what I need to talk about Pancake Stack is actually completely unrelated to the content except for the main. So Pancake in Discord is like, hoards all their points. Okay, hold on. You're not running Starlight. You're not a dragon. What is this? You can't hoard. Huh? What is this? Why not Starlight? I need you dragon hoard. Hoarding points.
Sure.
I mean, Twilight hoards books, so okay, whatever.
One moment.
Okay, what are we looking at? Lunch break.
So this is, I believe, the refined aggro version of the lunch break shenanigans list.
Yes. Yeah, this is the hyper optimized, get as many points and as much AT as fast as possible kind of thing.
They're pretty similar.
They are. They have the same core for sure.
What are the chances we see lunch break in Invitationals?
What are the chances we see it banned? I think that's the question to ask, honestly.
She's asking hard questions here.
I'd ban bottled Dragonfire before lunch break, but I'd certainly consider lunch break.
Lunch break would definitely be on the list somewhere.
Ban pile just in case.
I agree. Animoy knows what's up.
Ban pile just in case someone is cheating and running a Harmony list. Love it.
Look, people are learning lessons from Vancouver, okay?
Look, I don't think that the rules say that you have to ban something in the format. You could probably do that. Just to like
It actually does.
Does it? That's unfortunate.
You
should
have to-
remove that rule so someone can ban pile.
I know I've had that happen before. I'm pretty sure like Bugle once gave me two, because I guess I should clarify. People submit like multiple bans so that in case there's a collision, I go to the second choice. And I think he submitted like 2 real bans, and then the third one was some Harmony card. Basically, an acknowledgement that like, okay, if those 2 are banned, I don't care. Which I think you're allowed to do that. I don't think the rules say that's. I
have removed everything from the game that I set out to.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I guess I'd have to read the document closer again to make sure, but
it's not about winning, it's about sending a message.
Sometimes Invitationals is about sending a message.
Sometimes it's about having to build decks and think.
Tell us more about this, Cheese. Tell us more about what you're about to subject yourself to.
Do we actually have anything to say about Pancake Stack, or do we get it all out of our system for
It's
Instagram's list?
It's a tuned version of Instagram's list. The cards that were maybe a little bit slower or modal are out. Twy and Spike are out. Changeling and Change is out. Pegasus Chariot is out. The AT generators are still here. SGTM.
Sounds good to me.
Is Reading Rainbow secretly a purple card?
It's pretty close.
Not even secretly. It just is.
Like, did you read the flavor text on it? Rainbow's a nerd.
Oh yeah.
Rainbow is a nerd.
Well, it was part of the cycle because she's meticulous, right?
Yeah, she's meticulous.
Yeah, it was part of the color shift cycle.
Like I said.
All right. So we've covered the lists from the Last Chance Qualifier here. Cursed, do you have anything you want to say following the discussion on the deck lists?
Yeah. I can say that we have our 8 participants sort of confirmed for this year's Invitational. I was sort of reaching out to folks over the course of the last week. We had some people sort of back out on relatively short notice, which is unfortunate, but we managed to get to 8, and that's the part that matters. So yeah, so we have Pancake. Maybe I should have started with Bugle. Everyone knew that one already, but anyway, Pancake and Bugle. This is in order for the seeding of the first round, obviously. No, it's not. Golden Note, which is they're here in the chat with us right now. First time participants, so very excited to have them here. Cheese, of course. Thank you. Andrew, as well. Smithers. Then Anemoy. And Brandon Pagano, who's also going to be a first-time participant as well. That's our 8, yeah.
Yay.
And so, go ahead.
I was going to say that's some good first-timers in there too.
Yeah, I'm hopeful to be. We'll have some fresh blood and some different ideas, I guess, going forward.
Yeah, we got a little new, a little old. Should be interesting.
And so I guess we're still technically in sort of the sort of somewhat private phase of the event.
And Andra's playing, so we got something blue. We're good.
Yeah.
I don't know. The deck that Andre used at Continentals was definitely not blue.
But yeah, so the band selection phase is going to run up until Friday. We're shortening it this year, just because I want everything to sort of land on a Friday. And then then we go into deck building for 2 weeks, and then right about the end of February, start of March is when we start the proper sort of match play procedure, and we'll go from there.
You have the usual offer of let us know what the bands are so we can set that up on Ponyhead.
Of course.
Well, it's sure to be a good time, and I'm looking forward to seeing that content.
We'll
Looking
have
forward to not have to build the decks.
Who, me?
Yeah, I was gonna...
Well,
he's building a
other stuff.
business.
Yeah, we'll maybe talk about that on a later stream, so I may hijack it for personal gain. We'll see. With all that said, though, I think that will about wrap up our discussion on this topic for today. We would like to give a big shout out to all our patrons on Patreon. Thank you so much for your regular support. If you aren't currently a patron and you enjoy what we do, consider donating. Doing so enables us to continue making content like this and lets you earn some great perks as a bonus. If you have comments or questions you'd like to send our way, feel free to reach out to us through Facebook, Twitter, or email. And if you're a patron, you can also chat live with us on the Sim Discord, any day, anytime. Finally, if you're looking to watch any of our previous videos, including tournament recordings, you can find them on our YouTube channel, linked just below the stream. But with all that said, thank you to each and every one of our viewers both here now and watching this recording later. We are, as always, Commentary is Magic. I'm, as always, Grand Paws.
Big Cheese.
Cat.
Ivory.
And just today, I'm Cursed.
Only
Just
today,
today.
though. Tomorrow, there'll be something else.
Releasing the disguise and going back to being Bugle circa 2018.
Exactly.
I dig it. Have a good night.
Shenanigans. Bye.
Bye.